This is the next story for the Analyze Informational Text. Robots are now calling balls and strikes. This is a picture of the worksheet you should be filling out, and it is due on the 26th. So this is the story. Robot umpires now calling balls and strikes in one professional baseball league. The tradition-rich game of baseball got a significant overhaul this week as a professional league made history by introducing robot umpires to the diamond. The Atlantic League of Professional Baseball, an 8-team league with clubs on the East Coast and singular Texas squad, introduced the concept during its All-Star game on Wednesday. Though the technology is being touted as a robot umpire, the concept doesn't involve a robot at all. The York Daily Record reports. The system involves TrackMan software, which uses a radar system to determine balls and strikes. For the call to get down to the field level, the umpire behind the plate carries an iPhone connected to his own wireless network and wears a wireless earpiece so he can hear what TrackMan calls each pitch. According to the record, TrackMan measures each batter's height and develops a strike zone based on that information. Pitches are also tracked with a Doppler radar screen that is mounted above home plate. Pitch Mitch Atkins, who plays for the York Revolution, the squad which hosted the All-Star game, was the first to face the new technology. Some of the pitches they call strikes now don't look like strikes. It looks like a ball, and TrackMan calls it a strike. It's just different. Every pitch I've thrown high in the strike zone has been a ball my whole career, since I was 6 years old until now. It's different to see them called a strike, Atkins told the record. I like the human umpire, but I've been playing a long time. I'm old school. The Atlantic League plans to use the system in the back half of its 140-game season, an implementation that is part of an agreement with Major League Baseball, the Washington Post said. The experiment is a 3-year deal that includes TrackMan, increase the size of bases from the tradition 15 by 15 to 18 by 18, banning mound visits, and a 3-batter minimum for pitchers entering a game, among other rule changes. In a trade for the rule changes, the MLB agreed to scout more players from the Atlantic League and provide better scouting equipment, the Post said. I have seen this coming. It's inevitable. The game is changing. Baseball needs to speed up to keep up with the world. And if you want to be on board with this, you have to keep up. The game is bigger than you, bigger than any player, Atlantic League umpire Derek Moises told the Post. The goal of using the TrackMan software is ideally to eliminate arguments about balls and strikes. However, the record said Brian DeBauer, the umpire behind the plate during Tuesday's All-Star game, had to revert to calling pitches when the software malfunctioned for half an inning. Umpires will remain responsible for making other calls on the field, including foul tips, checking swings, and plays at the plate. We want to get it right, so if this helps the game and the officiating of the game, that's what we're here for, said DeBauer, told the record. Yeah, it takes something out of the umpire's hands, but it places an additional focus on the other things we're responsible for. Every other decision we have to make will now be magnified. Every check swing, every fair foul, every safe or out will be even more important now. When the agreement between the two leagues ends, it's possible that the MLB could institute some or all of the changes across the league teams. However, it is unknown that the parameters for making those decisions would be. DeBauer and others told the record that TrackMan tends to create a strike zone higher than what umpires would call, and that players are used to, while also regularly eliminating the outside corners and calling those pitches balls. If you ask a baseball purist, they'll hate it, DeBauer told the newspaper. They love the manager coming out of the dugout and yelling at the home plate umpire. They love the hitter telling the umpire he's wrong after he strikes out. The system will completely change that. All right. Now, if you're watching the recording, or if we're live, we'll start filling out the analysis sheet.